So in this video, I want to talk about the new Disney Plus cartoon called Rise Up, Sing Out. And this was created and produced by Latoya Ravenel and Questlove. And shout out to Marta for sending me this on Instagram. So the description on Disney says that Rise Up, Sing Out is a series of animated music-based shorts that are designed to provide an empowering message about race, culture, and community while celebrating differences. So it has episodes teaching children to embrace multiculturalism. It has an episode for Black girls teaching them to embrace their hair and wearing bonnets at bedtime. It has an episode to help children of color embrace their names. And it also touches on microaggressions, being racially profiled, as well as the importance of Black media representation. And so it's geared towards helping Black children the most. And I think the overall idea for the series isn't bad, because I do think it's important for Black children especially to have cartoons that center their plight. So before I critique this, I just want to make it clear that the messages in the series are good. It's not all bad. However, let me tell you where they completely dropped the ball on this, in my opinion. In the episode about microaggressions, it starts out with the little white boy telling the Black boy that he didn't realize his skin was so dark. And then a dark-skinned Black girl interferes, correcting the white boy, then proceeds to educate him in song about why microaggressions are bad and why what he said was offensive. And throughout the entire episode, the little Black girl is in the front, leading the marching band, singing about microaggressions. The little Black boys aren't saying anything. They aren't leading the march. The little light-skinned girl isn't saying anything. They're just following her lead. So this is pretty much the kiddie version of them putting dark-skinned girls on the front lines to fight the power. And I'm sure some of you are going to ask, well, Chrissy, what is the big deal? The problem is that this is the kind of imagery that not only adultifies dark-skinned Black girls, but it influences them to become race warriors and to fight on the front lines for Black men and other groups of people who do not fight for them. It also over-masculinizes young Black girls and turns them into women that put race above their womanhood and femininity, making social justice their entire identity. This is what leads to little girls like Winta Amore marching on behalf of George Floyd and going viral for it, receiving praise for what she did. This is what leads up to Black women out there marching for Black men, getting trampled by horses, shot in the eyes with rubber bullets, climbing the Statue of Liberty, tearing down statues, getting felonies. This is the beginning. And this is what I mean when I always say on my channel that this kind of conditioning for Black women starts young. It starts in girlhood. This cartoon is a reflection of how Black girls and women are taught to protect and coddle Black men instead of Black men being taught to lead the community. And some would say, oh, well, art imitates reality. Black women are willingly putting themselves and their daughters on the front lines. They want to be portrayed like this, so this cartoon is just giving Black women what they want to see. And I think that's a chicken before the egg argument, because the reason why Black women want this kind of portrayal in the first place is because we are conditioned to want it. We're conditioned to believe that this is all of who we are. In this community, this is the only way that dark-skinned girls and women feel seen. When we are foot soldiers for Black men and the Black race. We all didn't just wake up wanting this. And before the pro-Blacks come running in here talking crazy, yes, we as Black women, we do have history as warriors. And I know y'all love to cling to that for dear life. But every single Black woman was not on the battlefield leading African empires. And it becomes an issue when we make that our primary archetype as women. It's extremely dehumanizing, and it's been happening and it's still happening. All Black women are not the social justice warrior archetype inherently, but that portrayal to various degrees has been shoved down our throats, and now we're on autopilot with it, and we think it's our main purpose in life. So anyone who refuses to acknowledge the ways in which Black women have been socialized to be and want this kind of imagery is extremely dismissive. The Black community to this day makes dark-skinned Black women especially the face of social justice. And I proved this with all of the videos I did when the George Floyd situation happened. There were black male celebrities who never promoted dark-skinned women, but were posting us everywhere when that happened. It was crazy. There are too many real-world examples to deny that this is happening. And I don't think LaToya was intentionally trying to be harmful creating this. I am willing to give her a little bit of grace because she too was likely raised and or conditioned to think this way. And she's only doing what she thinks is best and passing it down. And I'm not saying that activism is bad. I'm not saying it's not useful and black women can never participate in activism or be activists. But what I am saying is that it's overkill at this point. We're engaging in activism to our own detriment. Us throwing ourselves and our daughters on the front lines like this, it's setting black women up for failure and it's coddling black men. This is the type of imagery that we have to call out to let them know this is problematic. And something else I think black creatives need to understand is that these multicultural kumbaya projects like the Tina Knowles docuseries and this cartoon series, they're not going to make the collective of white people and non-black people stop being racist. I'm sorry to break it to you, but they're not going to stop. Black people have explained racism to them ad nauseum. And if we're still having to make series like this in 2022, that should tell you something. There's a reason why non-black people aren't creating things like this for their children and trying to teach them how to not be racist. They're not collectively interested in dismantling racism or tackling microaggressions. And what the pro-blacks don't understand is that instead of creating docuseries and cartoons trying to teach black people and black children how to basically school non-black people about racism, you should be teaching your children exclusivity and group economics and how to operate exclusively how other races of people do. And see, this is part of the reason I moved away from being pro-black, and I encourage other black women to do the same, because the focus is on the wrong thing and it ends up not being beneficial to black women. It ends up being sacrificial to black women and girls. It's just too much focus on trying to change white people when collectively they're just going to continue to put their interest in their image first, no matter how much black people complain about it. And in doing my research about this, I actually saw where white people are complaining about this cartoon. They don't even want their children watching it. This is how serious they are about keeping their image and their children's image exclusive in the media. They are not interested in fairness or equality. For the most part, they are not. So to the black women who are going to say, Chrissy, this is just a cartoon. This is so irrelevant. This is juvenile. Why are you talking about this? Like I said in the last video, that is the backward logic that has your girls yearning to see themselves represented properly in the media. While you sitting there saying it doesn't matter and black women need to stop being jealous of non-black women getting more representation, white women are saying publicly on Fox News that they don't want their kids watching your kids on TV. Not even in a damn cartoon. They don't want your little black kids, your little black girls schooling their white children on microaggressions and racism and being racially profiled. They don't care. That's how most white women operate, and that is why they will continue to win in the promotion department and we will lose. One reason white people dominate the promotion in mainstream media is because they understand the importance of exclusive representation. We're the only ones trying to kumbaya with everybody. And yeah, they're still doing the whole token black person thing, trying to give us the illusion of inclusivity. And okay, you can take it, that's cool, but don't drink the Kool-Aid. Still support your exclusive promotion as black women. Still promote representation just for you, because white women, non-black women, they're going to do that for them and their daughters. So I wanted to bring awareness to this and hopefully help black women see this series through a deeper lens. Just in case you're allowing your daughters to watch it or you're thinking about it, this kind of programming is what puts young black girls on the trajectory of mammying and being pick-me's for black men when they become women. Obviously, it's not just cartoons that do this. It's other parts of black culture that influence that behavior as well. But promotion like this does play a factor. And so if you watch this series and there are other things that you caught that were problematic, definitely share down in the comment section. Also, let me know what you think about this video, and I'll catch up with you in the next one.